heart transplant has been completed, supported by the British Heart Foundation.
We were a noisy generation, but it might be something quiet we do that becomes our greatest legacy. Leave a gift in your will to the British Heart Foundation and fund groundbreaking research that could help save millions of lives. Search BHF Wills.
Protect what matters to you with Simply Safe Home Security. Get our Which Best Buy rated starter pack from under £200. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Family life. It's made of ups and downs and those little moments. But should the unthinkable happen to you? Life insurance from Legal & General can help look after monthly bills, the roof over their heads, childcare costs, and most importantly, your family. Because no one protects more families in the UK than us. Premiums start from £5 a month and they never rise. Plus there's a £100 gift card after you apply. Legal & General. Ensure life goes on.
Wouldn't life be so much easier if you could control your blinds at the touch of a button? With Ultra Smart Blinds from Appeal, there's no chains, cords or wiring because these stylish blinds are driven by a rechargeable power pack. New Ultra Smart Blinds from Appeal, the intelligent solution for home shading.
Someone's happy. Get that lucky cow feeling with luckycowbingo.com/bingo, the site that's bursting with beautiful bingo games. 75 ball bingo, even 90 ball bingo. Fill your bingo boots today. Get that lucky cow feeling at luckycowbingo.com/bingo or download the Lucky Cow Android app from the Play Store.
This is NDTV, and you're watching NDTV 24/7.
Hello and welcome to this Monday edition of the World Report with me, Arjun, Samar, Mahendran. Let's take a look at what's making headlines around the world. Former Governor of the Bank of Canada and the Bank of England, Carney, is set to step into the role of Canada's new Prime Minister, replacing Justin Trudeau, who announced his resignation in January this year. And interestingly, he will be the only second Prime Minister in the country's history without a seat in Parliament. Here's more.
There's someone who's trying to do the opposite.
There's
someone who's trying to weaken our economy. Yeah, Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump. And Donald Trump, as we know, has put, as the Prime Minister just said, unjustified tariffs on what we build, on what we sell, on how we make a living.
Nous gagnons nos vies.
He's attacking Canadian families, workers and businesses, and we cannot let him
et on ne peut pas le laisser faire.
And we won't.
Est allé de l'avant avec ses mesures de représailles. Nous avons nos propres tarifs. Cela aura une incidence importante aux États-Unis avec peu de répercussions ici au Canada. Nous maintiendrons ces tarifs jusqu'à ce que les Américains...
I think only time is going to, tell. Ultimately, it'll be in an election campaign where the Canadian voters will decide, which vision they want for the future of Canada and for the leadership that they would like for their families, for Canada's economy, for Canada's workers, because of the number of challenges. So I think that, when you're in the political world, a day is a lifetime in politics, and party fortunes, change day in and day out, and ultimately it'll be the Canadian voters that will decide who will be elected as Canada's next government to lead it into the coming years.
Justin Trudeau's handling of India-Canada relations has left a diplomatic, economic disaster in its wake. Now, Mark Carney steps in with a bold promise to rebuild the crucial trade ties Trudeau shatters, he claims. But can Carney indeed fix what Trudeau broke? Will India trust Canada again? Here's a report.
This Canadian leader, Mark Carney, has vowed to rebuild Canada's strained trade ties with India, a relationship that crumbled under the Trudeau government. Speaking in Calgary, Carney said he will rebuild the trade partnership with India, calling it crucial to diversifying Canada's economy. He added that a shared sense of values would be key to this commercial relationship, signaling a major reset after years of diplomatic chaos. And Carney may just be the right man to clean up Trudeau's mess. Until January this year, he was chair of the board at Brookfield Asset Management, a global investment firm that holds over $30 billion worth of assets in India. Carney has seen firsthand the potential of India's economy, and now he wants Canada to capitalize on it. But Carney is walking into a disaster Trudeau left behind. In 2023, Justin Trudeau accused India of being involved in the killing of Khalistani separatist Hardeep Singh Nijjar. What followed was a diplomatic disaster. Trade talks were frozen, diplomatic ties nosedived, to say the least, and any hope of any trade deal vanished. Trudeau's handling of the crisis didn't just cost Canada politically, it cost the country billions in potential trade. Under his government, India, one of the world's fastest growing economies, turned its back on Canada. And now Carney is promising to fix what Trudeau broke. His promise has already drawn praise from Canadian business groups who see Carney's global experience as a chance to restore economic ties with India. But fixing the damage won't be easy. With Donald Trump threatening to slam Canada with heavy tariffs, Carney's first few months in office could be defined by two urgent tasks: protecting Canada's economy from Trump and salvaging what's left of the country's relationship with India. Restoring this critical trade partnership could unlock billions in economic potential, reshaping Canada's global standing and economic future. But if he fails, it would cement Trudeau's legacy as the man who destroyed one of Canada's most promising global partnerships. For now, Carney is campaigning to undo Trudeau's foreign policy disaster and rebuild Canada's relationship with India from scratch. With Rhythm Arcadia, Bureau Report, NDTV World.
U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio flew out of Homestead Air Reserve Base in Florida on Sunday evening. The U.S. State Department says Rubio is going to Saudi before visiting Canada. U.S. President Donald Trump, meanwhile, said on Sunday that the U.S. officials will meet delegations from Russians and Ukraine in Saudi Arabia this week to discuss ending the war in Ukraine. Meanwhile, China's top political advisory body held its closing meeting Monday morning in Beijing. The Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference came to an end with President Xi Jinping and Premier Li Qiang seen at the meeting with over 2,000 delegates. Now, for your perspective, the delegates' positions are largely ceremonial. They voted Monday to pass a series of resolutions on a weak work report, of the Standing Committee of the CPPCC National Committee on a report about how to handle proposals from political advisors, and also a report on the examination of new proposals. U.S. President Donald Trump on board Air Force One on Sunday said tariffs are going to be the greatest thing we've ever done as a country and are going to, in fact, make the U.S. rich again. Now, Trump's comments were made in response to a question about Americans who are concerned about the economic fallout of the tariffs and declining stock prices. Trump also said he will meet Chinese President Xi Jinping at some point, adding the two have had a very good relationship. He also said he expects Ukraine to sign a deal on minerals with the United States. Meanwhile, Trump criticized Ukraine's approach to peace talks with Russia, saying, I want them to want peace right now. Right now, they haven't shown it to the extent that they should. Russia on Sunday announced that its forces had controlled several settlements, while the Ukrainian side reported engaging in battles with Russian forces in multiple places. According to a statement released by the Russian Ministry of Defense on Sunday, its troops had seized, in fact, control of several settlements in the Kursk region. The Russian television channel RT, or Russia Today, in fact, released a video clip claiming that Russian military captured a US-made Abrams tank in the Kursk region. The Russian forces also took control of settlement in Sumy region and the Donetsk region. On the same day, the General Staff of the Ukrainian Armed Forces reported that its forces had in fact engaged in battles with Russian forces in the direction of Kursk, Kharkiv, Kupiansk and Pokrovsk. Syria's interim president has responded to the country's worst violence in months, denouncing those trying to quote-unquote drag our country to a civil war and vowing to crack down on those responsible. Ahmad al-Shara's address follows days of clashes between Syrian security forces and insurgents of the minority Alawite community loyal to the deposed Bashar Assad government in Syria's coastal province. Some rights groups even say hundreds of civilians, mostly Alawite, were killed in revenge attacks after the fighting in fact broke out. The AP could not independently verify those numbers. Al-Shara announced the formation of a committee tasked with investigating the violence in coastal communities, including violations against civilians, and another one tasked with maintaining civil peace.
An ambush attack that killed over a dozen Syrian security forces near the coastal city of Latakia quickly turned into the worst fighting that Syria has seen since its 13-year civil war. The surprise attack by Alawite gunmen loyal to former President Bashar al-Assad and the government's counter-offensive derailed any efforts to bring about a semblance of security and political calm to Syria under its interim Islamist rule.
Jordan hosted a meeting on Sunday with officials from Syria's neighboring countries to discuss security, reconstruction, and the voluntary return of Syrian refugees. The meeting was attended by the foreign and defense ministers, chiefs of staff, and intelligence directors from Syria, Iraq, Lebanon, Turkey, and Jordan. Cooperation on regional and security challenges such as cross-border drugs and arms smuggling and even combating terrorism was discussed. The Jordanian Foreign Ministry confirmed in a statement afterwards that the meeting would focus on supporting the reconstruction of Syria to preserve its unity and stability. Over in Greenland, voters are preparing to head to the polls this week to elect the 31 members of the country's legislative body. The main issues in the March 11 vote are expected to be independence from Denmark and their relationship with the US after Donald Trump's comments about wanting to take over the territory. A former colony of Denmark, Greenland gained self-rule in 1979 and now runs itself through its parliament. Since taking office 6 weeks ago, Trump has repeatedly expressed his interest in Greenland, a huge mineral-rich island that sits along strategic sea lanes in the North Atlantic. Meanwhile, chaos broke out in Romania's capital Sunday evening as incensed supporters of the far-right populist Călin Georgescu protested the electoral body's decision to in fact reject his candidacy in a presidential election redo. Now, Georgescu won the first round of the last year's race before a top court annulled the election. The 62-year-old Georgescu in fact filed his candidacy on Friday in the capital, Bucharest. The Central Election Bureau, also known by its Romanian acronym BEC, had 48 hours to register or reject it. It wasn't immediately clear on what grounds was his candidacy rejected, but the BEC said that a full text of its decision would be later published on its website. Now, the decision can be appealed at the Constitutional Court within 24 hours. Australia's Prime Minister Anthony Albanese questioned the fallout from a vicious tropical storm over the weekend was far from over as parts of 2 states remained inundated with perilous floodwaters on Monday, even as the initial threat from the deluge continued to recede. 1 person has been killed and several others injured after heavy rain lashed Australia's east coast on Saturday, toppling trees and power lines and even inundating some parts of Queensland and New South Wales with record downpours. Now, workers whose livelihoods were hampered by the storm will be eligible for welfare payments for up to 13 weeks beginning Tuesday, Prime Minister Albanese told reporters on Monday. Constantina belly hauls herself across the floor and into a pool where she swims back and forth. It was less than 2 months since she was found orphaned and struggling on rocks off the coast of southern Greece. Now, Constantina is one of dozens of Mediterranean monk seals, or monachus, to have been nursed back to health and released into the wild by Greece's mom, a charity organization dedicated to the self-care and care and protection rather of rare marine mammals whose population had dwindled so dramatically that at one point it faced extinction. Seals like Constantina are enjoying a remarkable comeback thanks to conservation efforts. Nearly half its estimated current global population of 800 individuals live in Greek waters, where sea caves provide shelter for females, in fact, to rear their young. And it's time we slip into a short break. See you on the other side.
When you paint by feeling, you can come home to a blooming good day. Change starts here. Dulux.
Whatever you need to ask about cancer, Macmillan's free support line is just a call away.
Hello, Macmillan.
Whether it's money,
am I going to lose my job?
Getting on with life,
can I still go abroad? Get insurance?
Or just need someone to listen.
How do I tell them?
Our specialist advisors are here to help as often as you need them. Whatever you need to ask, cancer, money, life, call us now on 0808 134 1000.
Transform hard chairs and surfaces into comfy seats with Soft Sitter from JML. The lightweight and portable gel cushion that helps provide all-day comfort and support no matter where you sit. Its clever hexagonal honeycomb construction cushions, distributes and supports your weight. And its breathable design allows air to circulate, helping to keep you cool. Perfect for all types of seats or as a kneeling pad. Get the comfort and support you need with Soft Sitter. Only $14.99 from Asda, Argos, Morrisons, Tesco and jmldirect.com.
No child should suffer the torture of trachoma, but so many are in pain right now. Nananga's lashes have turned inwards. They rip and tear away at his eyes. Pamelo's sight could be gone forever. He's just 3 years old. Kofanga screams for his mother. His eyes are so infected that he can't even see her. For so many children in the world's poorest countries, trachoma is torture. It's a painful infection often spread by flies, and it's destroying children's eyesight. But it could be stopped if you help today. By calling 0800 021 3925 and giving £2 a month to Sightsavers, you can help make sure children get the treatment they desperately need. You'll help us bring them the medicines and the care that can treat infections. And that means you'll be helping to save children from the torture of trachoma and a life of blindness. Please help us reach them. Call 0800 021 3925, text C7 to 82727, or go online and give just £2 a month now. Because we need you to help save the sight of children like Nananga. We need you to help save them from the torture of trachoma.
We know travel can be confusing, so let us inspire you. Welcome to Qatar. Experience it all. World-class hospitality, diverse landscapes from city to sea, and fly there with the Airline of the Year 2022, Qatar Airways. Book now at travelup.com or call 0207 580 5000. Travel Up, flights, hotels, holidays.
Welcome back. You're watching the World Report on NDTV with me, Arjun, Samar, Mahendran. US President Donald Trump has said that his administration was in fact in touch with 4 different groups about the sale of Chinese-owned social media platform TikTok, and that all options were good. TikTok's fate has been up in the air since a law requiring its owner ByteDance to either sell it on national security grounds or face a ban took effect on the 19th of January. Now, Trump, after taking office on the 20th of January, signed an executive order seeking to delay it by 75 days the enforcement of the law. China announced tariffs on over $2.6 billion worth of Canadian agricultural and food products on Saturday, retaliating against levies Ottawa introduced in October and, in fact, opening a new front in trade war largely driven by US President Donald Trump's tariff threats. Now, the levies announced by the Commerce Ministry and scheduled to take effect on the 20th of March match the 100% and 25% import duties Canada slapped on China-made electric vehicles and steel and aluminium projects just over 4 months ago. British billionaire Richard Branson's Virgin Group aims to raise £700 million to fund its plan to in fact launch cross-channel rail services as it looks to compete with Eurostar. Virgin, which used to operate intercity train services in Britain, plans to launch services that would connect London with Paris and Brussels. It would also extend to Amsterdam in the future. According to reports, Virgin Group intends to raise £300 million in equity and another £400 million in debt. China has sent a new test satellite for communication technology into space from its southwestern Sichuan province early Monday. The satellite was launched by a Long March 3B rocket at 1:17 a.m. local time. It has entered the planned orbit, marking the success of the launch. Now, this is according to the launch center statistics. The satellite will mainly be used to carry out multi-band and high-speed communication technology validation, said the center. Now, the launch was the 562nd mission of the Long March carrier rocket series. And Team India held its nerve and beat New Zealand in a game that went right down to the wire, winning the 2025 Champions Trophy and the Champions Trophy, in fact, for a record third time. Meanwhile, PM Narendra Modi led the nation in congratulating the men in blue, or Team India as we call them, calling the feat exceptional game, exceptional result. Chasing 252 runs to win, India got off to a fast start through their captain Rohit Sharma's first half century of the tournament before KL Rahul hit an unbeaten 34 to help seal victory with 6 balls to spare in the final in Dubai. India added to their trophies in 2002 and 2013 to go past Australia, who have 2 titles. The world #1 ODI team, India, of course, finished unbeaten in the 8-nation tournament played in Pakistan and the United Arab Emirates. Meanwhile, Pakistan Cricket Board of the PCB is being strongly criticized for not sending a single representative to the final of the 2025 Champions Trophy at the Dubai International Stadium on Sunday. As India won the title after beating New Zealand by 4 wickets in the final, the podium was shared by ICC Chairman Jai Shah, Board of Control for Cricket in India, or BCCI President Roger Binney, and Secretary Devajit Saikia, and New Zealand Cricket Director Roger Twoss to present accolades to players. However, PCB Chief Operating Officer Sumair Ahmed, also the Tournament Director of the Champions Trophy, was in Dubai but was not invited to the podium. Former Formula One Supremo Bernie Ecclestone has sold his private F1 car collection. Now, the collection comprises 69 unique cars and is valued at a whopping £500 million. Red Bull billionaire Mark Matschisch bought it for an undisclosed price. Ecclestone, who's now 94 years old, says he was worried about his cars as his 48-year-old Brazilian wife Fabiana would not know what to do with them when he died. Ecclestone expresses delight that Matschisch bought the collection, one reason being that Ecclestone was especially close to Matschisch's father, Dietrich, Red Bull's founder. Mark is only Dietrich's child and holds a 49% stake in the business. Parasite filmmaker Bong Joon-ho's original science fiction film Mickey 17 opened in first place in the North American box office charts. Now, according to studio estimates Sunday, the Robert Pattinson-led film earned $19.1 million in its first weekend in theaters, which was enough to dethrone Captain America: Brave New World after a 3-week reign. Overseas, Mickey 17 has already made $34.2 million, bringing its worldwide total to an astounding $53.3 million. However, profitability for the film is a long way off. It cost a reported $118 million to produce, which does not account for millions spent on marketing and promotion. Ben Affleck walked the red carpet for the premiere of his action thriller sequel, The Accountant 2, in Austin, Texas on Saturday. Now, the star, who reprises his role as criminal math whiz Christian Wolff, reunites with director Gavin O'Connor nearly a decade after their first accountant movie was released. Now, as then, Affleck says he put down his own directorial expertise to one side to concentrate on his performance. Listen in.
When you have a director like Gavin who you really trust and believe in and are excited about, it's a gift. It's like I can just, do my job and play my part and, and shut down the rest of the stuff. And that's the joy as the person running the studio making the movie or as the actor in the movie. If you've got a director you really trust and who you really believe in, it's really the most important thing.
Indian celebrities and Bollywood stars gathered on Sunday in the Pink City of Jaipur for the International Indian Film Academy or IFA Awards 2025. IFA is an annual ceremony that recognizes outstanding work in Indian film industry. Stars including Shah Rukh Khan, Kareena Kapoor Khan, Fardeen Khan and Bobby Deol arrived for the awards and graced the green carpet. Celebrities promoted Indian cinema and music on the silver jubilee of the awards. Star-studded performers for the awards night included Bollywood's Shah Rukh Khan, Madhuri Dixit, Shahid Kapoor, Kareena Kapoor Khan and Kriti Sanon. The events were hosted by filmmaker Karan Johar and actor Kartik Arjun. Kate Blanchett put an edgy twist on red carpet dressing at the New York City premiere of her latest film, Black Bag. She suited up in leather for the event, wearing a Givenchy look that debuted on the runway 2 days earlier. Blanchett arrived at the premiere in a leather ensemble that featured a plunging neckline with zipper trim, exaggerated sleeves, and a sharply defined waist. A look hailed from Givenchy's Fall 2025 collection, which was shown on Friday, the 7th of March. Blanchett paired the leather look, which was styled by Elizabeth Stewart, with a pair of square-toe patent leather shoes, a statement ring, and a pair of spiked stud earrings. Meanwhile, hear what she said on working with former 007 Pierce Brosnan.
He's so affable and generous and available as a person, but yet he's got such a, he owns that my space, right? So it was a masterclass working with him. So when you step into an elevator in front of a camera with Pierce Brosnan, your backs of your knees are sweating. But he's a genius and generous to boot.
Valentino paraded high fashion inside public toilets in one of the season's most provocative backdrops, especially for a house as classical as Valentino. The set was a meticulous recreation down to the tilling, soap dispensers, mirrors and endless rows of stalls, all bathed in an unsettling, almost seedy red light. Partly inspired by David Lynch, the space set the tone for Alessandro Michel's bold new vision. With a background in costume design, Michel infuses his collections with inspirations from theatre and film, crafting narratives as much as he does garments. It was one of the standout shows, in fact, in Paris this season, drawing a front row as eclectic as the collection itself. Chappelle Roan, Parker Posey, Jared Leto and Barry Keoghan sat amid the crimson glow, their presence adding to the surreal energy of the day. But that's all we have for you today. Take care and have a wonderful day.
If you won't do it for you, do it for your dog, who's upset you didn't hear his whining.
Book a free hearing test at bootshearingcare.com.
At Direct Line, we know that for multi-property landlords, sometimes the tiniest of things can turn into way bigger problems. From niggly contract issues to keeping up with ever-changing legislation. That's why Direct Line's landlord insurance offers a 24/7 legal helpline as standard. Because a call with someone could help to make the hairiest of problems feel that little bit smoother. Search Direct Line Landlord Insurance. We're on it.
This is an urgent appeal from UNICEF UK. Children in Gaza are in critical need of food, water and medicine, and we need your help. Families are still at risk. The services they rely on have been destroyed and their lives turned upside down. UNICEF is working non-stop, providing life-saving medical supplies, clean water and fuel to keep services running. But we can't do it without you. To find out how you can help, Search UNICEF Gaza or text Gaza to 84915. £39 could provide a family with an emergency water and hygiene kit. Whatever you can afford, your vital gift will help UNICEF keep working with children and families in Gaza to get through this crisis. Search UNICEF Gaza online or text Gaza to 84915 and help bring hope for children caught in this devastating crisis. Thank you.
Find a pet-friendly Italian restaurant with outdoor seating nearby and text it to Luca.
Find it real quick. Send it to the quick. Well, the place is sick.
Get your Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra with Galaxy AI and save up to £744 when you trade in a Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra on 3. Life needs a big network.
And every genre has its own people who would want to go and watch a ODI game, go and watch a test game, and go and watch a T20 game.
Okay, last question. What message would you like to convey to the Indian cricket fans and the team ahead of the upcoming IPL season?
I would want to tell them big congratulations to each one of them. They played as a great unit. They must party hard and get ready for the IPL. It is they have brought billion people smiles, and I'm sure that they would get ready for IPL. But before that, I would want them to celebrate with all their loved ones and live this moment, because not very often that you get such special moments, and this is what they aspire for. That is why they would have been working for 10-15 years to make it win and get this trophy for their country. So I would want them to celebrate and party hard.
All right, Arjun Singh, thank you so much for your time here on NDTV. And I've been chasing you for this interview, so thank you for agreeing for this interview as well.
Thank you so much.
Hello, Moto.
In today's interconnected world,
Today, criminals can use AI to invade your online privacy. Norton VPN Ultimate. Advanced tech for advanced threats.
Someone's happy. Get that lucky cow feeling with luckycowbingo.com/bingo. The site that's bursting with beautiful bingo games. 75 ball bingo. Even 90 ball bingo. Fill your bingo boots today. Get that lucky cow feeling at luckycowbingo.com/bingo or download the Lucky Cow Android app from the Play Store.
Sign up and start saving with Quidco today. Cashback every time you shop on over 5,000 brands. It always pays to Quidco.
I've been thinking, I want to plan my funeral so it feels more like a celebration. My parents always said I was born dancing. I just love it. Bhangra, disco, even line dancing. So when my time comes, I want to have music, dancing, the lot.
With over 150 years' experience, you can count on Co-op Funeral Care to help you pre-plan the funeral you want. To find out more, visit Co-op Funeral Care or give us a call.
When I woke up, they said, Alyssa, you've got leukemia. We found out that the chemo wasn't working.
Cancer is still the biggest killer of children in the UK, but innovative new treatments could help beat cancer for more children like Alyssa.
I'm cancer-free now.
Text, call or search to give £3 a month and help build a new children's cancer centre at Great Ormond Street Hospital. So together we can save more lives.
Family life. It's made of ups and downs and those little moments. But should the unthinkable happen to you? Life insurance from Legal & General can help look after monthly bills, the roof over their heads, childcare costs, and most importantly, your family. Because no one protects more families in the UK than us. Premiums start from £5 a month and they never rise. Plus there's a £100 gift card after you apply. Legal & General. Ensure life goes on.
Don't you have watchdog lock? No! What's that? Don't be a victim, yeah. Get watchdogs, 3-star solid secure diamond locks. They are anti-pick, anti-snap, anti-bar. बोले तो fully anti-chore. जब तक जोड़ेंगे नहीं, तब तक छोड़ेंगे.
In today's